Oh, grocery haul. Remember when there was a trend in the US of showing the complete garbage food, showcasing the complete garbage food that you would buy if you were a food stamp program? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, being an American, not in America at this time it's an interesting way to get a second look at what's going on in your country, and it's crazy. And the whole point of this is not to be a political analyst, but live outside of the US for a year and tell me what you think. It's easy to go on vacation for 2 weeks and think, oh, that was amazing, that was wonderful. Well, what I can say is this. If you can work remotely and you have a chance to take yourself wherever you want, if the US really isn't for you, Eastern Europe, Georgia, where I currently am, my grocery haul, maybe around $50. A bunch of frozen items, particularly two things. I'm from originally New Jersey, and New Jersey just had a winter storm. It snowed. It snowed more than this, and everybody's thinking it's a winter storm. Oh my goodness. But the whole point of the frozen things is I always make sure I have frozen and easy to prepare and canned items at the house as well. Obviously, you can never go wrong with, and I really don't like it, but sardines I love, but, instant soups and things, that's a whole different story. But since I particularly like to do the grocery shopping, since I have my specific taste of what I like and what I don't like, and the grocery shopping's for me. All this stuff was like $50. So if you have a chance to work remotely and want to take yourself on the road, I would suggest maybe Georgia, since it technically is Europe. Eastern Europe, I would say, but things are pretty cheap here. On an American standard, I would say. Oh, man. I was just walking around and just kind of looking around, and the weather is now maybe around like 45, 50, and me personally, this in this kind of weather is fine. But everyone here is already wearing a jacket, and I was just kind of laughing to myself. It's so easy to stand out, it seems, and take care of yourself, create a physique that you're proud of. I mean, I'm not here to be a model, but I go to the gym, I eat homemade things, I don't load myself with garbage. But, there's always room for improvement, but I'm telling you, it's just walking down the street without a jacket in some decent shape. It's as if everybody's looking. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Probably I am crazy. But I can tell you for what, I was walking down the street confidently, knowing that I'm going to put food on the table for my wife and I, taking care of things on my end, and I have, again, just, my evenings consist of working, and my days are free, my mornings are free. So it's a really good way for me to enjoy the domestic part, but also the professional part of life, and I'm thankful that at this stage of my life, my wife and I have a chance to build our life together under pretty low financial pressure. And of course, the time comes to, there's different stages of life, which I've been seeing talked about more and more. There's different stages of life, and grind if it's you, then great, but there's not grind your whole life. Otherwise, you just grind your life into dust, in my opinion. And I don't know. For me, it's not for me. There's a season to grind, and there's a season not to grind. Right now, I'm in the season of just making sure I am healthy, that my wife is healthy, that we're saving, that we're putting the money away for investing into our future, into retirements. But I'm just so thankful that I have a chance to do this grocery shopping on my own pace and enjoy a nice day, and the simple things in life, the simple things in life, and really having a chance to just go outside and keep my chin up and go do some grocery shopping is a really special thing, whether it's here or in the US. I just had a chance to visit the US during Christmas, the Christmas season, 1 month in December, and I don't know. Seems like everybody's in their own world, which I can ultimately understand, but I can say I'm really fortunate to see two sides of the world in a calendar year and really soak into that. You know, there's things I like about being in Georgia, and there's things I don't like. There's things I like about the US, and there's things I don't like about the US. But what I can say is that in the US, we do have more freedom to be in the exact kind of environment you want to be, versus here in Georgia, if you're not in the city center of Tbilisi, it's kind of really remote, honestly. And even in Tbilisi, you have to deal with a lot of other people that are just concentrated in this capital city of the country, that sometimes things are not as organized as they could be. And the problem that I think that we have in the US sometimes, from what I see, is things are too organized to the point where so much money in taxes is being going to things that I'm like, do we really need a task force for this? Or this is going over the top. Versus sometimes here in Georgia, I think, you know what, they should increase some taxes and use some of this money to fix the roads, clean things, and unfortunately littering is a problem here, and accumulation of garbage in places that they shouldn't be. More police would be good here, I think, not because there's a crime problem, but there is a negligence of rules sometimes, especially on the road. But all in all, I really want to just start creating some content, and just looking back on where I was, how I looked, how did I speak, improve my speaking skills. I'm going to look at this at some point later and just be able to reflect, hey, maybe my speaking is getting better. Maybe I'm actually talking about things that matter more. Am I wasting my time just with word vomit, or am I actually saying something? You guys tell me. Anyway, I gotta put these groceries away. Gotta put food on the table. We're having burgers tonight. I make a killer burger. Honestly, I've gone out to eat at several restaurants here and had burgers, and I don't know. Once you get a handle on cooking yourself, going out to eat just is like not impressive, honestly. Going out to eat for the most part has been ruined for me after 15 years of cooking everything under the sun. Chinese, Italian, Mexican, you name it. Soup, entree, appetizers, everything. I've done absolutely everything. There's nothing I can't cook. And honestly, it's just this is a thought for another time. I've reached the point culinary-wise where most times I go out to a restaurant that is a reasonable price for my end, for my situation. I'm really underwhelmed. And at this point, I already am seeing what it would take to go to a restaurant and be like, wow, that was amazing. But that experience seems to be fading away more and more. So I have my joy in my kitchen. Stocking it is a pleasure. And thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. Take care. I'm Ferenc. From good to great. Let's do it together.